This Friday morning. Hey, Will.
All right, hey, what's going on there, Kay and guys? As the Chargers are training in Costa Mesa, California, Melvin Gordon is training in Florida. All the while, his backups, Austin Eckler and Justin Jackson, are getting valuable reps that they otherwise wouldn't have with Gordon present. Both Eckler and Jackson splitting time with the first team is exactly what the team did last season when Gordon was sidelined for 4 games. Head coach Anthony Lynn saying he's really happy with the development of the young guys. Jackson calling it a good opportunity for all of them. As for one of the other holdouts, Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott, he has yet to report to Cowboys training camp as he seeks a new contract. But owner Jerry Jones isn't stressing over getting a deal done, nor is he concerned with Zeke's conditioning if and when he leaves Cabo and eventually joins the team.
Zeke is, in my mind, and he is very conscientious about his preparation to play. And I'm not even giving it a second thought as to his conditioning, which is a part of his ability to step right in and play.
When do you worried about this not getting done?
I don't consider, no, I don't in any way, when have I ever not done that?
And they clearly haven't put a moratorium on asking about holdout questions because it's every day, and the Jones are out there answering all the questions, even including the rushing champion. Don't need one necessarily to win a Super Bowl. So either way, they're out there answering all those questions.
Jerry Jones has a lot to say. Thank you so much, Will. I feel like you'll be busy until this gets resolved, and maybe it won't, and that's why we have Michael Robinson here. All morning long, you've been very vocal about a lot of headlines in the NFL, so we'll hit you with a little something we call Hot Mic.
All right.
And you gotta,
I get it.
Yeah.
Hey, why my head so big? Come on, man. Good graphic.
I actually really like that graphic.
Why are you wearing my shirt?
I know you have thoughts about this Zeke situation.
Yeah.
And Melvin Gordon, 2 of the game's biggest superstar running backs having contract disputes in situations. So, do you think that these 2 should continue to hold out if negotiations don't continue or advance?
Well, I think these are 2 different situations. They're similar, but they're 2 different. You got Melvin Gordon going into the last year of his contract, a little bit of older player. As Kyle said a little bit earlier, I don't consider him the top back in the National Football League. I consider him the next tier. Then when you look at Ezekiel Elliott, he's an elite back, and he plays for the richest franchise in all of sports. And when you're dealing with owners and negotiations and things like that, nobody wants to look bad publicly. Nobody wants to look bad publicly. And if I was Zeke, you got to play the game a little bit, right? Look at what Julio did down there in Atlanta. Not exactly the same situation, but look how he did it. You know what I mean? You show up, you sit to the side, you do your thing on the side, you're there for your teammates. They don't have to answer any questions about you not being there. But you're still upstairs, you're going upstairs. Hey, guys, I'm going through walkthrough because I don't want the other backs to get these reps. I don't want Good Morning Football to be talking about Austin Eckler and all these other backs.
Sure. Justin Jackson's great.
Yeah. I don't want that. So I'm going to show up. I'm going to do my walkthroughs and all of those types of things, but I'm just not going to be practicing. You're going to miss me in that aspect. There's a way that you can play this game, Zeke and Melvin. But you just got to play it. You got to know what's going on. And it just seems like to me they're in this ego type of thing right now, which, again, a lot of our players are where they're, hey, I want to be the highest paid. They're all trying to follow with the quarterback, how the quarterback pay market is. Because quarterbacks, we should all say that Tom Brady should be probably the highest paid, or maybe Aaron Rodgers, or maybe Patrick Mahomes now.
The running backs are panicking, though, man.
Yeah, it doesn't go that way. You know what I mean? And we're wondering why.
One more note on this whole Melvin Gordon thing. The same agent represents Alvin Kamara, who is going to be in the situation next year. Let's see how he uses this offseason. If there's a blueprint, there's lessons learned. But this isn't going away with the running backs because no teams are breaking the bank. It's very rare. We'll see how this all plays out for both those guys. But let's go back to the quarterback position. Before we get to question number 2, we have to have a little time to hear some comments that you, sir, made last week about Redskins rookie Dwayne Haskins. Take a listen.
And if I was the Washington Redskins, I'd redshirt him. I really would.
The entire year?
The entire year, unless he shows so much growth in practice. Again, everything has to go in practice. Unless he shows so much growth that the decision is undeniable. And I'm not sure that's there yet. He's a very young kid. He plays for the Washington Redskins. He's from that area. And me personally, I would have to see growth and a little bit more maturity off the field. Not saying that he's not mature, he's just young.
Now, Mike, everyone else seems to be saying, just put the kid in, play it. And I think you are a fascinating perspective because when you were with the Seahawks, a third-round quarterback who was a rookie named Russell Wilson came out of virtually nowhere, beat out Matt Flynn, beat out Tavares Jackson, and started from day one. But you're saying, Dwayne Haskins, maybe wait the year out. Do you want to back up your comments?
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. He's a young guy, and being the quarterback of a franchise in pro sports, and then you're from that area. There's so many different distractions that you're going to that's going to come up to you. And so why even put that stress on this young kid? Why not treat him like a Patrick Mahomes? Why not try to make sure that you have Case Keenum and Colt McCoy surrounded by playmakers and things like that that can make sure that they're successful, so you don't have to throw this guy out to the fire like that. Great arm talent. Nobody's denying the kid's arm talent. You just want to guarantee his success. You don't have your all-star left tackle, probably the best left tackle in football. You don't have him there. And he's not there for reasons that some may say is a little murky. He has issues with the organization. Why would you put this young kid out there and not guarantee his success to have even more issues come on the organization? Out red shirt.
All right, let's get another one in. Baker Mayfield seen in training camp briefly yelling at his receivers. And he was asked about it, and Baker talks like he always says, I'm going to talk through it. I'm going to harp on it, and then I'm going to talk to them. Mike, when you see a second-year quarterback barking at wide receivers, how does it make you feel?
Yeah, I love it. I love it, especially if he is demonstrating throughout training camp and even in the meeting room that he knows what the hell he's talking about. It's one thing to have a quarterback yell at you and he's telling you to get open, yet he just missed you 5 times when you were wide open, when the read's supposed to take him right to you. But it's another thing when he's pretty much right on his reads, right? And you ran the route wrong. He knows you ran it wrong. You know he ran it wrong. And then he gets on you in a constructive way. I love for quarterbacks to communicate. Talk to me, man. Let me know exactly what you're seeing so I can let you know what I'm seeing and we can get on the same page. Coaches say it all the time. We can be wrong. Let's just be wrong together. And that you have to have communication if you're going to have that philosophy.
And then don't you think he'll balance it out with positive reinforcement, positive yelling, if you will, when good plays happen?
Do you see when they score?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I think
he's a drum major.
I think when you have that type of a personality, he's going to be extreme in both ways. He's going to get on you when you don't perform the way that they're expected to perform, and he's going to be very excited, your biggest cheerleader, when you do well.
You can rest now.
That was great.
Good. Y'all got more?
I wish we did.
This was awesome.
Listen,
Mike doesn't
quarterback questions in Washington. There's no quarterback questions in Philadelphia. One guy, it is Carson Wentz. We will go to Philadelphia, talk NFC East a little bit later. Carson Wentz, I mean, for fantasy purposes, he's going way too low. That team is loaded on offense.
Man of Steel, huh?
Hopefully. And the new Bills slot receiver, Cole Beasley, joining us on the show. You're really embracing this whole thing.
I am.
I feel like I saw it happen.
Yeah, I've been talking to the guys on Twitter and everything. They love it.
Good.
You got to get up there.
Yeah.
I want it.
I can't believe it.
That car brought his karaoke machine.
Nothing but a heartache.
No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
Tell me why I never want to hear you say.
Go, Kevin.